Hello everyone, this is Deepshika and you're watching IMS Get Set Law. Today we are discussing a very interesting topic, which is reservation policy in India or caste-based reservation system in India. So in this video, we'll be discussing the meaning and purpose of reservation, the historical background of reservation, and the landmark judgments that has led to the current system of reservation policy in India. Coming to what is the meaning of reservation. Reservation is nothing but a system of affirmative action in India that provides historically disadvantaged groups representation in education, employment, and politics. How is this affirmative action done by the government? Through Article 15, 16, and 334 of the Indian Constitution. What does Article 15, 16, and 334 talk about? Article 15 talks about prohibition of discrimination on grounds of religion, race, caste, sex, and place of birth. Article 16 talks about equality of opportunity in matters of public employment. Article 334 talks about reservation of seats and special representation in the legislature, including parliament and state legislatures. So, there are three ways in which the Constitution provides reservation to the historically disadvantaged groups in India. Firstly, through admission in government educational institutions. Secondly, through providing reservation in government jobs. And thirdly, by providing reservation in the Legislative Assembly. Now, let us see what is the history of reservation. How did reservation first come into place? So, in 1951, the first instance or the first major verdict with respect to reservation policy in India was given by the Supreme Court. It was a case of Champakam Dorai Rajan in 1951, which led to the First Amendment in the Constitution. Now, what is the First Amendment? The First Amendment of the Constitution added Article 15 Clause 4 of the Constitution. Article 15 Clause 4 talks about the state shall have the power to make any special provision for the advancement of any socially and educationally backward classes of citizens or for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So, this was the first instance in which seats were reserved for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Now, the second instance of major reformative action taken by the government was when Mandal Commission was formed in 1990. Now, why was Mandal Commission formed? Mandal Commission was basically formed to determine the criteria to define India's socially and educationally backward classes, to determine who are socially and educationally backward. So the Mandal Commission, after extensive research, concluded that India's population consisted of approximately 52% of other backward classes apart from SC and ST, and recommended that 27% of government jobs should be reserved only for other backward classes apart from scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. It also observed that there were 5,500 castes that were underprivileged and depressed castes. Now, another reformative year or a very landmark year for reservation policy in India was in 1992. What happened in 1992? Two major instances happened in 1992 with respect to reservation policy. First was the Narasimha Rao government passed a bill reserving 10% government jobs for poor among upper caste. This was the economic condition for reservation. The second important instance was the Indira Sahni case. The Indira Sahni case was a major reformative case in which several parameters for reserving seats under Article 15, 16 and 334 were analyzed and several parameters were set in order to provide reservation to the backward classes. What were these parameters and what did the Supreme Court observe and conclude? The Supreme Court upheld the 27% reservation or 27% quota for backward classes that was recommended by the Mandal Commission, which was challenged in Indira Sahni. However, the Supreme Court struck down the government notification, which was reserving seats for economically backward classes, 10% seats for economically backward classes among the higher caste. Second aspect of the judgment is that the Supreme Court upheld the principle that combined reservation beneficiaries should not exceed 50% of India's population. The concept of creamy layer also gained currency through this judgment and provision that reservation for backward classes should be confined to initial appointments only and should not extend to promotions. Now, provision for backward classes should not, it is important to note here that provision for reservation for backward classes should be confined to initial appointments and not for SC and ST. There is a distinction between other backward classes and SC and ST. The Indira Sahni case put a criteria or put a restriction on reservation in promotions only for backward classes and not for SC and ST. Now, the Parliament, in order to strengthen the reservation policy for SC and ST, passed article or added Article 16 Clause 4A into the Constitution. What is 16 Clause 4A that was added to the Constitution? The article conferred power on the state or the government to reserve seats in favor of SC and ST in promotions in public services or government jobs if and only if the community are not adequately represented in public employment. After the Indira Sahni case, M. Nagaraj was a major landmark judgment in which reservation policy was discussed yet again by the Supreme Court. Now, what did M. Nagaraj talk about? M. Nagaraj, while upholding the constitutional validity of Article 16 Clause 4A, held that if the state wanted to make a provision for reservation in promotions for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, then it will have to collect quantifiable data to show the backwardness of the class and inadequacy of representation of that class in public employment. This was the first major observation in M. Nagaraj. The second major observation in M. Nagaraj was that the ceiling limit that was set in Indira Sahni case, the 50% ceiling limit, should not be breached by any state government giving reservations in promotions. Now, in 2018, M. Nagaraj judgment was challenged before the Supreme Court. The petitioners requested the Supreme Court to review the M. Nagaraj judgment in a 7-judge bench. Now, in 2018, in Jarnail Singh versus Lakshmi Narayan Gupta, the Supreme Court held that reservation in promotions does not require the state to collect quantifiable data on the backwardness of SC and STs. Quantifiable data should only be collected to prove the backwardness of other backward classes and not in SC and ST, and held that M. Nagaraj wrongly interpreted Indira Sahni and wrongly applied the creamy layer concept to SC and ST. So the M. Nagaraj judgment was partially overruled in Jarnail Singh. However, the court also observed that the creamy layer exclusion extended to SC and ST as well. Creamy layer exclusion, what does it mean? It means that the state cannot grant reservation in promotion to SC and ST who belongs to creamy layer of their community, who are no more backward classes. Now, in 2019, the Parliament passed Article 15 Amendment Bill allowing 10% quota for poor in higher education and in jobs. The bill was challenged in the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court upheld the bill, thus nullifying the judgment that was given in Indira Sahni. Indira Sahni basically said that 10% reservation for economically backward classes should not be given. Why? Because the reservation policy in India has been instituted or was instituted when the constitution was being formed in order to adequately represent the backward community in the legislature, in government jobs and in educational institutions. It was never for poverty alleviation, and hence economically backward classes in upper caste should not be given, which was now nullified in 2019 through the 103rd Amendment that was passed in the Parliament and later on upheld in the Supreme Court. The reservation in legislature was only till 1960, but it has been extended every 10 years. Latest extension was made in 2010 and is valid up to 26 January 2020. Now it has again been extended till 2030. So from the entire discussion that we had right now, we can easily conclude the Indira Sahni was a landmark judgment in which three major issues were discussed: reservation in promotions, creamy layer concept, 50% cap on the number of seats that can be reserved, and economically backward reservation to economically backward class. Coming to reservation to economically backward class, the judgment has been nullified by the 103rd Amendment, which has now been upheld by the Supreme Court. The reservation in promotions to backward classes and collecting quantifiable data in order to prove inadequacy of their representation in public employment is still valid. However, it does not apply to SC and ST. The creamy layer concept applies now both to other backward classes and to SC and ST, and the 50% cap that was instituted in Indira Sahni is still valid and is still very much applicable in all government jobs, in government education institution, as well as in legislature. I hope you had a productive discussion. We will meet next time. Thank you.